Good morning, good morning, good morning. Reggie Pegues here, prosperingdad.com, and just so happy today. I'm happy every day, but I'm happy that it's Wednesday, and I'm happy that you guys are here with me today as we continue our broadcast and we continue our You Are Worthy series today. So if you're on YouTube and you're watching me, indulge me as people come on and I acknowledge them in real time, just like good morning, Ana Marie Sanchez, good morning, thank you for joining. And just type in the comments, let me know where you're viewing me from. And as you can see today in the description, we're going to talk about, are we in alignment? Are we in alignment? 3 areas we must focus on, okay? So I want to start off by asking you a question. Do you feel out of balance? And by out of balance, good morning, Clara, good morning. When I ask you, do you feel out of balance? Have you been struggling in your life? Have you felt like the things that you want are just outside of your reach? That it appears that things are coming together and then all of a sudden, it just doesn't happen. Well, a lot of these things have to do with alignment. And we're going to talk about that. I got 3 points for you guys this morning, and we're going to talk about alignment. It was very fascinating yesterday for me because it seemed, things that I'm studying, things that I'm reading, everywhere I looked yesterday, the word alignment just kept jumping out. Alignment. Are you in alignment? And I had to think about that because oftentimes when we're struggling in our lives and we're struggling in our businesses and we're struggling at the job, something is not in its right place. So, first of all, we have to recognize that. We can feel that, but we have to recognize that something's out of place. We're not in alignment. So that's when we had that sense of feeling out of balance, that something's not quite right. Okay? So point number 1 is, what is alignment? What is it? Well, the dictionary explanation is when all things are perpendicular or all things are stacked one on top of the other or in sequence. Okay, that's the definition. But how do we relate that to real life? In real life, for me, using myself as an example, it's that I have to be aligned spiritually with my Creator and His Word and His purpose for my life. Then my thoughts, what I think, have to align up with my intent, which has to line up with my commitment. Now, that might sound like a lot, and I get it, I understand. So let's break it down, okay? What we think is energy. What we think is a real thing. Scientifically, it has now been proven that our thoughts are things. Okay? So, let's say, for example, we say that you want to set a goal, whatever that goal may be. Let's say that goal may be that you want to get a new position. Okay? So that's your thought. That's your idea. So your intent has to line up with that idea, meaning your intent has to match the frequency of your thought, meaning what are you going to do to position yourself to be able to acquire that new position or be able to acquire the thing that you want most? It might be education. It might be starting a business. It may be that you want to earn a certain amount of money per month. It may be that you want to take a vacation with your family. So our thought, which is a vibration, has to line up with the intent for us to acquire that thought, which is also a vibration. And then we have to commit to doing what it will take to make that happen. So do you see how sequentially things have to line up? Our thoughts have to line up with our intent has to line up with our commitment. Point number 2 is, in order for us to be able to do that, we have to be fully self-aware. We have to be aware of ourselves, meaning, as we've discussed in previous broadcasts, our thoughts translate into what we say, which translates into our actions. So that's another way of just saying that what we think has to line up with our intent, and what our intent is has to line up with our commitment. So we have to, we have to be very aware of self. Okay, we have to have self-awareness, because self-awareness is key. It's key to being able to align ourselves up in a way where we can create the outcomes that we desire and create the outcomes that we want for ourselves. Okay? If this is making sense, drop a 1 in the comments. Let me know that this is making sense to you guys, or give me some thumbs up, or so we can see that this is getting through and this is making sense. Okay? So, like I said, point number 1 is understanding what alignment is. Point number 2 is we have to have self-awareness. We got to be conscious of self all the time. We got to be conscious of what it is that we're thinking. We got to be conscious of what it is that we're saying. We got to be conscious of what it is that we're doing. So self-awareness is key. It's vital. It's vital to having ourselves and positioning ourselves to be aligned. Our thoughts must be aligned with our intent, what we intend to do. It has to line up with our commitment. What am I going to do every day? For example, my commitment, my thought is that I want to share valuable content with you guys and those of you to watch the rebroadcast Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. My intent is to do that Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. My commitment is to show up and deliver valuable content Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 10 a.m. So do you see how that all comes together? Good morning, Sheila. Thank you for joining. Do you see how that all lines up? So we can do the same thing in our lives, okay? What is it that you want to accomplish? What is it that you want to accomplish? What is it what is that goal that you want to achieve? You give it a time limit. Listen, I want to achieve my goal in 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, a year, 5 years, but you want to fix a definite time to that. Then what do I intend to do for that? What am I willing to give in exchange for that? Because see, that's one of the things that people don't want to be aware of, is the fact that for whatever it is that we want in our lives, we have to exchange something. We got to be willing to give something up. So for me, I'm love, because I'm walking in my purpose. I love, being here at 10 o'clock and sharing with you guys each and every day, and hopefully imparting a word that you can use and you can take into your day and you can share with someone else. Okay, so again, if you're getting any value, let me get some thumbs right here, or just drop a 1 in the comments if you're getting any value. So like I said, point number 2 is we have to have self-awareness. Self-awareness is key. Self-awareness is key. Okay, now, point number 3, and my last point, is we can sustain it. We can sustain being in alignment. We can sustain having joy. We can sustain having peace. We can sustain abundance. We can sustain prosperity. Now you might be asking yourself, Reggie, how is that possible? It goes back to point number 2, which is self-awareness. When you're conscious of yourself, when you're conscious of your thoughts, when you're conscious of your words, when you're conscious of your actions, when you're taking 100% responsibility for self, then being in alignment is sustainable. Now, that doesn't mean that there's not going to be ebbs and flows. That doesn't mean that all of a sudden everything in your life it's just going to be marvelous. But what it does do, it puts you in a mindset that prepares you to handle whatever challenges will come. Challenges will come. That's part of the process. Challenges will come. But when you have yourself aligned, when you have your mind right, when you have your intent right, when you have your commitments right, as these things come, you're more able to deal with them. Instead of being broadsided or being surprised by it or overwhelmed by it or knocked off your feet by it, you will be prepared. Because see, the thing I want you guys to know is that God doesn't allow anything, he doesn't allow anything in our lives that he hasn't already measured us for and know that we can handle. But because he has given us free will, we have the choice on how to do it or how to adapt to it. And that translates into anything that we run into. Anything that we run into. You know, a loss in the family, a loss of a job, the death of a loved one. You know, whatever challenge comes in our lives, it didn't come to stay, it came to pass. And when I learned that whatever God allows into my life is placed there for me to learn something, for me to get something out of it, not to just go through it, but to get something out of it, then things became more valuable. I began to obtain more knowledge and wisdom about it. So I had to align myself up with, good morning, Jolie. Good morning. Thank you for joining. I had to align myself up, for me, with my Creator and his word, his principles for my life. And listen, I'm not perfect. I fall short. I make mistakes. We all do. But as long as I'm aligning myself with what it is that he has, the purpose that he created me for, I align myself up with that. And then I align my thoughts with my intent and then with my commitment, it makes me have the ability to navigate life a lot more easily. Okay? So I hope you guys are getting some value from this. I really hope you guys are getting some real value from this. So as we recap again, ask yourself the question, are we in alignment? Am I in alignment? Am I struggling because there's something that's just not in the right place or the right order? And because we are 100% responsible for self, and because we have the power to change our outcomes, it's fixable. You can correct that. We talked about what alignment is, how we get there, our thought process, our intent, and our commitment. Self-awareness is key. Self-awareness. We have to be aware of self each and every day. That's not someone else's responsibility. That's our responsibility. And once we get ourselves in alignment, we can sustain it by being conscious of ourselves each and every day. Okay? So, guys, you're worthy. You're worthy to have the life that you want. You're worthy to have the outcomes you want. You're worthy to do the things that you want to do in your life. But you got to take 100% responsibility for self each and every day. All right? So, go over to my YouTube channel, Hollis205. Like this video today. If not this video, like whatever video that you watch on my channel. Okay? If you're not a subscriber, hit the subscribe button there so when I upload new content, you'll be the first to know. Hit the notification button here so you know when I come on, particularly Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, 10 a.m. with our You Are Worthy broadcast. And most importantly, like and share this video on your timeline. Somebody needs this word today. So as always, guys, you're worthy. You're worthy. You got to know this. You're worthy. Okay? Make sure that your appreciation comes from within. You know, if you get appreciation from the outside, that's cool. But it has to start from within. Appreciate yourself. Love yourself. Build yourself up. And everything around you has to change. So on that note, guys, I want you guys to enjoy the rest of your day. If you're in New York City, you know, we're bracing for some serious weather today. But yet and still, it's still a great day. There's still stuff that you can accomplish. Go out and help somebody. Go serve somebody today and watch what happens in your life. Okay? With that, I'm going to say, listen, I look forward to talking to you on Wednesday. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon.